Good morning, friends. I'm glad you could join me today. I'm taking a page out of, sometimes you got to sit at the feet of the master. I'm taking a page out of Geraldine Whitsitt's playbook, and we're going to read a book today, and it's going to be about leadership and what it means to be a good, caring, and kind leader. I think that's important for you all to know. And Jesus sometimes exemplified it. He didn't a couple of weeks ago, but that's okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and do our welcoming song, gathering song, and then I'll play through it once, and Ann will sing it once. All right. One of these days we're going to get that right. All right. Or I'm going to get that right. Good morning, friends. I'm going to get this out of the way. There we are. We're going to probably kill this in a minute, or at least minimize it quite a bit, because we're going to read a book. So we need to look at what's on my desk here. We're going to have some fun. I'm just going to show you. I'm just kind of showing you what I do for a living. Here it is. Trying to do this from home. We got everything we need. This was a lecture I did. This is bits and pieces of a lecture I was doing today. It's really fun stuff. It's good old trig and things like that make you help us do things and make predictions, because that's what we do in science. As we use mathematics. We take their theories, use mathematics to help us make predictions. But that's not what we're doing today. That's not what we're doing. Sometimes I do that, not today. As I said, we're going to read a book on leadership, and sometimes I think there are good leaders. I've worked for good leaders, and I've worked for some bad ones. The bad ones always were in it for themselves. The good ones were in it to make sure that those who were under them were taken care of, and that they were able to either lead a good life, or, well, in the Marines, we had to make sure that they were able to accomplish the mission. All right, because that's our bread and butter. All right, but anyway, so we're going to read this book called Yertle the Turtle by Dr. Seuss. This is one of my favorite books when I was little, and there we go. This is Aaron and Sarah's little book, okay? When they were little girls. You may not know Sarah, but you might know Erin. She's Penelope and Tilly's mom. All right. Yertle the Turtle and Other Stories by Dr. Seuss. This book is for the Bartletts of Norwich, Vermont, and for the Sagmasters of Cincinnati, Ohio. Ooh, this little turtle doesn't look happy, does he? Yertle the Turtle. And you know what? I think Amanda Timmer read this once at Sacred Space about 5 or 6 years ago. I think it was before even Sean Garrison was on the planet. Okay, so here we go. On the faraway island of Salamasand, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat, the water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. Oh, this turtle's not so happy. There they were until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. I'm ruler, said Yertle, of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, much greater, how much greater I'd be. What a king! I'd be ruler of all I could see. So, Yertle the king lifted his hand, and Yertle the king gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to a stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another's back, and he piled them up all in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see almost a mile. I wonder what these turtles are thinking. All mine, Yertle cried. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more than that, I'm king of the blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the turtle. Oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Here's the two things he mentioned: the cow and the mule. Sometimes the doctor says, I gotta check and see now. What is he calling that? All right. Dissension in the ranks, though. And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, a great king am I, until long about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king, and he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne, and this plain little turtle looked up and he said, beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here? Your Majesty, please. Poor Mac. I gotta get rid of this. Anne's birthday. I can never get rid of this thing on my computer. It shows up all the time. All right. I know when her birthday is. Silence! The king of the turtles barked back. I am king, and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow. I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a car. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher, his royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. Whoa, so turtles started coming from everywhere. Turtles, more turtles, he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. People do that. They tremble, they shake, but still they obey. From all over the pond, they came swimming by dozens. Whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. All of them stepped on the head of poor Mac, one after the other. They climbed up the stack. Then Yertle, the turtle, was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. Hooray, shouted Yertle, I'm king of the trees. I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah, me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Then again, from below in the great heavy stack came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we're all feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We're starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Turtle. You've no right to talk to the world's great highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing that's higher than me. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise. up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack them to heaven. I need about 5,607. That number looks like this. 5,607. Sorry, had to throw in. But as Yertle the king lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he had taken enough, and he had. And that plain little turtle lad got a little bit mad. At that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. Sometimes that's all we need is a little burp from somebody to change the world. Oh, and look at Mac. Look at Yertle. He plunges into the mud. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air, the birds and the bees, the king of a house and the king of a mule. Well, that was the end of Turtle King's rule, for Yertle the king of all Salamasand fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And today, the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. Thank you for letting me share that with you today. Oh, forgot. I hope you enjoyed the story I read today. It was one of my favorites when I was your age, and still is. Still is one of my favorites. Now it's our turn. We'll go ahead and light the candle here and see if you can see it. Ooh, that looks nice. Now it's our turn to say, to talk to God, and so we watch the candle. And I pray for kind and generous leaders. Let's go ahead and put the candle out. We did have the snuffer. Oh, here it is. Now, candle reminds us that God is with us. However, when we put the candle out, the smoke rising, which you can't see, but it's there, smoke rising reminds us that God is everywhere. All right, let's do our going song. Okay? I'll play it through one. Six months, I think I got it down. All right. Let's pass the peace. May the grace in Christ be with you. And also with you. Thank you. All right. Take care.